What if 3 of the world's smartest scientists, all Nobel Prize winners, discovered the secret to keeping your brain young, and it all comes down to 9 simple foods you can buy at any grocery store? These aren't just theories from a lab. Dr. Eric Kandel is still mentally sharp at 96 years old. Dr. Robert Furchgott lived to 92. Dr. Günter Blobel lived to 81. These brilliant minds not only discovered how the brain stays young, they proved it by living long, healthy lives themselves. Today, I'm going to share their groundbreaking discoveries and connect each one to 3 everyday foods that can protect your brain, boost your memory, and keep you mentally sharp as you age. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to eat to give your brain the best chance of staying young and healthy for decades to come. Let me start by introducing you to these 3 extraordinary scientists and what they discovered. Dr. Eric Kandel won the Nobel Prize in the year 2000 for showing that learning and memory physically change your brain. Every time you learn something new, the connections between your brain cells get stronger or weaker. Your memory isn't stored in one place, it's stored in the quality of these connections. Dr. Robert Furchgott won the Nobel Prize in 1998 for discovering that a tiny molecule called nitric oxide tells your blood vessels to relax and open up, allowing more blood, oxygen, and nutrients to reach your brain. Dr. Günter Blobel won the Nobel Prize in 1999 for explaining how proteins inside your cells get delivered to the right places. This might sound boring, but it's actually crucial because when proteins end up in the wrong place, your brain cells get stressed and start to break down. Each of these discoveries points to a core biological process that determines whether your brain stays young or ages rapidly. And here's the exciting part. For each discovery, I'm going to show you 3 specific foods that support these processes. These aren't exotic superfoods or expensive supplements. They're simple, accessible foods that science has proven can protect your brain and keep you mentally sharp. Let's dive into the first discovery. The first breakthrough comes from Dr. Eric Kandel and his work on something called brain plasticity. Now, plasticity doesn't mean your brain is made of plastic. It means your brain can change and adapt. Dr. Kandel showed that every time you learn something new, whether it's a new language, a new skill, or even just remembering where you parked your car, the connections between your brain cells physically change. These connections are called synapses, and they're like tiny bridges that allow brain cells to communicate with each other. Memory isn't stored in a single spot in your brain. Instead, it's stored in the strength and quality of these connections. Here's what matters for staying young. As we age, we don't actually lose that many brain cells. What we lose is the ability of these connections to adapt and change. When your brain loses this flexibility, learning becomes harder, memory gets worse, and mental aging speeds up. Think of it like this. A young, healthy brain is like a flexible rubber band that can stretch and bounce back. An aging brain that's lost plasticity is like a dry, brittle rubber band that can't stretch anymore and might even snap. Now, here's the problem. Modern diets are quietly destroying your brain's ability to stay flexible. Diets loaded with refined sugars and processed foods cause your blood sugar to spike up and down repeatedly throughout the day. This creates something called oxidative stress and inflammation in your brain. Over time, this messes up the pathways that allow your brain connections to strengthen and adapt. At the same time, eating lots of refined carbohydrates and bad fats reduces a crucial brain chemical called brain-derived neurotrophic factor. This chemical is like fertilizer for your brain connections. When you don't have enough of it, your brain can't grow new connections easily, and the ones you have start to weaken. Instead of supporting adaptation and flexibility, the modern processed food diet pushes your brain toward rigidity, making it harder to learn new things and easier to lose the memories you already have. So what should you eat instead? Let me give you the first 3 brain-protecting foods, and these all support brain plasticity. Food number 1 is fatty fish like salmon and sardines. These fish provide something called DHA, which is a type of omega-3 fat. Your brain is actually made up of about 60% fat, and DHA is a major building block of the membranes that surround your brain cells. Research consistently shows that people who eat fatty fish regularly have better memory performance and slower mental decline as they age. When your brain cell membranes stay healthy and fluid, communication between brain cells becomes much more efficient. It's like having a clear phone line instead of a static-filled one. Food number 2 is berries. Blueberries, strawberries, blackberries, raspberries. All of them are packed with powerful compounds called polyphenols that protect your brain cells from oxidative stress and support the signaling pathways involved in learning and memory. Studies in both animals and humans have shown that people who eat berries regularly have better cognitive function, especially in areas related to memory and learning. Berries don't act like stimulants that give you a quick boost and then a crash. Instead, they help preserve your brain's ability to adapt and change over the long term. Food number 3 is eggs. Eggs are rich in a nutrient called choline, which your body uses to make a brain chemical called acetylcholine. This chemical is absolutely essential for attention and memory. People who get enough choline in their diet have better cognitive performance and healthier brain cell membranes. Together, these 3 foods, fatty fish, berries, and eggs, don't just fuel your brain with energy. They actually help maintain the biological flexibility that Dr. Kandel showed is central to staying mentally sharp as you age. Now, before we move to the second discovery, I want to share something powerful. Dr. Eric Kandel himself, at 96 years old, shared a surprisingly simple daily habit that helps protect his memory. Let me play this for you in my own words because it's so important. Dr. Kandel said he does certain things to help his brain. As he's gotten older, he's become concerned about age-related memory loss. This isn't Alzheimer's disease, it's just the normal memory weakening that happens to most people as they age. But Dr. Kandel believes we can overcome this by doing something incredibly simple: walking. Here's the science behind it. Your bones aren't just hard structures that hold you up. They're actually like glands that release hormones. When you walk and exercise your bones, they release a hormone called osteocalcin. Dr. Kandel found in his research with animals that osteocalcin actually overcomes age-related memory loss. So now, instead of driving short distances, he walks. He tries to walk about 2 to 3 miles every day. When you walk, you exercise your bones. Your bones then release osteocalcin, and this hormone acts on your memory, enhancing it and protecting it from age-related decline. This is especially important for women because bone mass tends to decrease more dramatically in women than in men as they age, but it's crucial for everyone. So when you exercise and walk, you increase your bone mass, you increase osteocalcin production, and you improve age-related memory. Now, osteocalcin production also depends on what you eat. Foods rich in vitamin K play a key role because this vitamin activates osteocalcin so it can work properly. Leafy greens like spinach and kale provide vitamin K1, while fermented foods and certain cheeses supply vitamin K2, which is especially important for bone signaling. You also need adequate protein because osteocalcin is a protein made by your bone cells. And vitamin D-rich foods like eggs and fatty fish support bone metabolism, helping your bones communicate more effectively with your brain as you age. So not only should you walk regularly, but eating these foods helps maximize the memory-protecting benefits. Let's move to the second Nobel Prize discovery. This one comes from Dr. Robert Furchgott, who won the Nobel Prize in 1998 for revealing that nitric oxide is a critical signaling molecule in your body. Before his work, scientists thought blood vessels just opened and closed passively, like pipes. Dr. Furchgott showed that nitric oxide actually tells your blood vessels to relax and open up, allowing more blood, oxygen, and nutrients to reach your tissues, including your brain. This matters enormously for staying young because your brain is one of the most energy-hungry organs in your body. Even though your brain only makes up about 2% of your body weight, it uses roughly 20% of your body's oxygen and energy. When blood flow to your brain declines with age, your brain cells receive less oxygen and glucose. Waste products start to build up, and mental performance begins to suffer. In many cases, what we call brain aging is really just a slow failure of blood circulation happening long before brain cells themselves actually die. Modern diets damage blood flow by hurting the inner lining of your blood vessels. This lining is called the endothelium, and it's responsible for producing nitric oxide. Diets high in refined sugars, too much salt, and ultra-processed foods increase oxidative stress and inflammation, which reduce your body's ability to make nitric oxide. Over time, your blood vessels become stiff and less responsive, making it harder to deliver oxygen and nutrients to your brain. Even before you notice any memory problems or mental decline, this reduced circulation is quietly limiting your brain's performance and speeding up aging. So what foods support healthy blood flow to the brain? Let me give you the next 3 foods. Food number 4 is beets. Beets are one of the most powerful foods for supporting blood flow. They're loaded with natural nitrates, which your body converts into nitric oxide. This directly supports the mechanism that Dr. Furchgott discovered. Studies have shown that eating beets improves how well your blood vessels work and increases blood flow to your brain, particularly in areas involved in decision-making and focus. By boosting nitric oxide availability, beets help keep your blood vessels flexible and responsive. Food number 5 is leafy greens like spinach, arugula, and lettuce. These greens support blood flow in a similar way to beets. They provide dietary nitrates along with antioxidants that protect nitric oxide from breaking down too quickly. Regular consumption of leafy greens has been linked to better vascular health and slower mental decline in aging populations. These foods don't stimulate your brain artificially. They simply restore normal blood vessel function. Food number 6 is pomegranate. Pomegranate supports blood flow through its high content of polyphenols, which are powerful plant compounds. These compounds reduce oxidative stress inside your blood vessels and help preserve nitric oxide activity. Research has linked pomegranate consumption with better endothelial function and improved blood flow to the brain. In the context of brain longevity, this means a steadier, more reliable supply of oxygen and nutrients reaching your brain cells over time, keeping them healthy and functional. Now let's talk about the third and final Nobel Prize discovery. This one comes from Dr. Günter Blobel, who won the Nobel Prize in 1999 for explaining how proteins inside your cells get directed to the correct locations. This might sound abstract and unrelated to brain health, but it's actually central to brain longevity. Your brain cells, called neurons, are especially sensitive to cellular chaos because they have to function for decades without being replaced. Unlike skin cells or blood cells that get replaced regularly, most of your brain cells have to last your entire lifetime. When proteins inside your brain cells are delivered to the wrong place or fail to fold into the correct shape, cellular stress increases and toxic buildup occurs. Over time, this breakdown in cellular organization contributes to brain degeneration and mental decline. Dr. Blobel's work revealed that longevity at the brain level doesn't just depend on having enough energy or good blood flow. It also depends on maintaining perfect order and organization inside every single brain cell. Modern diets disrupt this cellular organization by overwhelming your brain cells with metabolic and oxidative stress. Diets high in refined sugars and ultra-processed foods increase the production of damaged proteins, while simultaneously damaging the systems responsible for folding, transporting, and recycling them properly. In brain cells, this is especially harmful because these cells are rarely replaced. When misfolded or misplaced proteins pile up, cellular compartments lose their boundaries, stress responses get activated, and normal signaling starts to break down. Over time, this internal disorder contributes to the slow progression of brain degeneration and accelerated brain aging. So what foods support cellular protection and organization? Here are the final 3 foods. Food number 7 is berries again. Yes, berries appear twice on this list because they're so powerful for brain health. Berries support cellular protection by providing polyphenols that reduce oxidative stress inside your brain cells. These compounds help protect proteins from damage and reduce the burden on your cellular quality control systems. By lowering oxidative injury, berries indirectly support the precise protein targeting and organization that Dr. Blobel showed is essential for long-lived brain cells. Food number 8 is extra virgin olive oil. Olive oil supports cellular order through its high content of healthy monounsaturated fats and protective polyphenols. These compounds stabilize cell membranes and reduce inflammation, creating a better environment for proper protein transport and signaling. Research consistently links olive oil consumption with better cognitive outcomes and slower mental decline, likely because it helps preserve the structural integrity of brain cells over time. This is one reason why the Mediterranean diet, which uses olive oil as the main fat source, is so strongly associated with brain health and longevity. Food number 9 is cruciferous vegetables like broccoli, Brussels sprouts, cauliflower, and cabbage. These vegetables support cellular protection by activating detoxification and antioxidant pathways inside your cells. They contain sulfur-containing compounds that enhance your cell's ability to manage damaged proteins and reduce internal stress. By supporting these cleanup and defense systems, cruciferous vegetables help your brain cells maintain internal organization and resilience as your brain ages. Let me summarize everything we've covered because this is important. When you support brain plasticity with fatty fish, berries, and eggs, protect blood flow with beets, leafy greens, and pomegranate, and maintain cellular order with berries again, olive oil, and cruciferous vegetables, you're addressing the 3 core biological pillars of brain longevity that 3 Nobel Prize winners discovered. These aren't random foods based on trends or marketing. These are foods backed by some of the most important brain science ever conducted. The beauty of this approach is that it's accessible to everyone. You don't need expensive supplements or complicated meal plans. You just need to regularly include these 9 foods in your diet. Make a salmon dinner with a side of broccoli. Have a berry smoothie for breakfast with eggs. Use olive oil on your salads filled with leafy greens. drink beet juice or eat roasted beets. Snack on pomegranate seeds. These simple choices, made consistently over time, can have a profound impact on your brain's ability to stay young, flexible, and healthy. Remember, these three scientists didn't just study brain longevity in laboratories, they lived it. Dr. Kandel is still alive and mentally sharp at 96, walking his 2 to 3 miles every day. Dr. Furchgott lived to 92. Dr. Blobel lived to 81. Their research and their lives show us that staying mentally sharp may be one of the most powerful ways to stay biologically young overall. Your brain is the command center of your entire body. When your brain stays healthy, everything else tends to follow. Better decision making, better mood, better relationships, better quality of life. And it all starts with understanding the science and making simple, informed food choices. The 9 foods I've shared with you today: fatty fish, berries, eggs, beets, leafy greens, pomegranate, olive oil, and cruciferous vegetables are your toolkit for brain longevity. Use them wisely, use them consistently, and give your brain the best possible chance to stay young and vibrant for as long as you live.